Aaron makes a desperate attempt to bribe the highest. Joan tries to keep Zane out of trouble. Ruth catches George in a compromising position, and the FBI decides to pay the Raku a visit. What's good, all my Ruthless addicts? It is your girl, Tika Deshawn. Thank you all so much for tapping into All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless addicts. This synopsis from BET Plus was a little bit wrong, and I'm going to break it down to you as to what was wrong. Where it says Ruth catches George in a compromising position, it's actually going to be Ruth catching Lewis in a compromising position. And it's this whole episode, you guys, was crazy regardless. Of course, you can rate the episode. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments. And anyway, thank you guys so much for tapping into All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless addicts. So let's get it started. Who got blessed on the Rakadushi compound? Okay, you guys, so we saw Aaron in the kitchen with his wife where he had no business being, and the highest walks in. And so Aaron attempts to make a bargain once again with the highest, trying to get his wife off of the Rakadusha compound, and the highest is not falling for it. He says she wants to be here, and that's just what it is. There's no compromising in any of this. And Aaron tells him, look, I've got money, I have stocks, I have bonds. And Hyatt says, are you trying to insult where we are? Are you trying to insult our living accommodations? And the next thing you know, you guys, this man, Aaron, gets blessed with a little pinkish red powder. I don't think we've seen this one before, but anyway, Aaron gets blessed and literally knocked onto the floor and is escorted or literally drugged over to the cooler by George and Lewis. So then we see the highest. He walks out of the trailer. He lets them know, hey, I sent old boy to the cooler and the drugs. When I get this heroin, I'm going to test or check out my little lab rat, which is Malcolm. And if he makes it through, then that means the drugs are good. The highest is such a junkie, you guys. So anyway, Daikon lets them know, your highest, we have a lot of money on this compound, and I think we need to get a safe. And Daikon actually is making sense. He's literally making sense. Now the highest says, oh, I don't think we need one. But then he retracts. He thinks about it. Okay, yeah, send them in the morning. And then Daikon confirms, okay, Andrew, he did what was supposed to be done. I heard from him and everything went well. And the highest continues to trust that Andrew is in on it with the Rakadushi. I guess he think he put it down well enough for Andrew to literally fall in love with the highest. So the highest, again, like I said, he goes and makes his way to check on Malcolm. So then we see the soldier Peter, which I introduced you guys to on one of our fan buzz sessions. Anyway, Daikon tells Peter, I need you to walk around this trailer, which is the highest trailer, which has all that money in it. He doesn't tell him why he needs him to walk around it. He just tells him he needs him to, do tours basically all night long around the highest trailer to make sure nobody goes in there and takes that money. So then we see Joan and River. And River is just asking questions, trying to figure out where the kids are for Ruth. They also discuss approximately how much money is in the trailer. And Joan is like, yeah, of course, I already know that. But then she asks, well, where is it? Is there a safe in the trailer? And River says he didn't see one, but he also, that he didn't see a safe in that trailer, but that he's going to get the highest high enough so that he can figure out where that money is. So then we see the fellas in the pavilion. We see George and Lewis, and they are in the pavilion, and they are watching Manny walk into the Heist's trailer because the Heist walks up to him and asks him, "Are you ready?" And so he walks in behind the Heist. And I think he's about to get cleansed. What do you guys think? So anyway, then we see River walk up to Lewis as well as George. And River is just asking them questions. And as Lewis states, River, you only talk to me when you want something. So what is it that you want? So River just asks him questions. He asks him questions about the children. He asks us questions, just random, not for nothing questions. And Lewis, of course, is not falling for it. He doesn't tell him where the children are. They say, "Well, we hear you in there." Going through whatever it is you're going through, and River turns it around and says, we're in there practicing karate. Now we know that River is not practicing karate with the Highest. He's been tossed back and forth like a flounder in that trailer with the Highest, but River dare not tell the two of them what's really going on. They're trying to see if they can trust River enough to get him to help them get that money out of the trailer of the Highest. So anyway, you guys, then we see Manny and the Highest in the trailer. Y'all, this is the scene we all thought we would be waiting for, right? Well, the Highest tells Manny, okay, you believe in the Raku. He asks him, like I said, a series of questions. Do you believe in the Raku? Do you love me? And of course, Manny is like, yes, I love you, Highest. I believe in the Raku. And so the Highest says to him, and now you're cleansed. And that we will come and get you later for the ritual. And Manny is still hesitant. He's like, well, what does that consist of? And the Highest is not giving that information. The Highest never gives that information. So the Highest can look in Manny's eyes and see that Manny is definitely not ready to, quote unquote, be cleansed. And at that moment, the Highest kind of gets offended and sends Manny on his way. Now, Manny, I'm just telling you, don't ask about being cleansed anymore. You're not ready. So back outside in the pavilion, we see our girl who gave Ruth the business last on the latest episode, Bridget, who walks by, and of course, who is she eyeing? She sees George and Lewis. So Lewis is telling George, look, I'm about to go get with that. So George is like, don't get yourself caught. Do not get yourself caught. You're going to mess it up for both of us. So Ruth is on her way to follow Lewis as he is following Bridget. And River stops Ruth and tells her, I'm going to find out where the kids are. I'm going to get Joan to find out where the kids are. So don't you go following them. Stop whatever it is you're about to do. And so Ruth tells River, basically, mind your business. I'm Ruth. I do this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And she proceeds to follow George or Lewis and, of course, Bridget. Okay. So then, you guys, in the medical trailer, we see our girl Zane has made her way into the trailer with Lacey. Of course, Lacey has that red gown on, and she begins to cry. She's telling Zane, the elder mother's going to have them rape me and take my, just take advantage of me, and she's going to make me have 7 babies in 6 years. And Zane is like, listen, don't worry about that. We are not even going to be here long enough. So the plan is to be out of there within 7 weeks. So Zane just literally gave us a nugget, letting us know 7 weeks and they're out of there. So hopefully, the ladies can get enough money and the plan and follow through. They can follow through with the plan and get off of the Rockadoosh compound. But again, Lacey is upset. But then in walks Joan, and it's so funny because Zane attempts to crouch down into this little corner. There's nothing covering her. There's nothing. So anyway, if someone walks in, they could actually see her. And y'all, why does this freaking medical trailer, have like multiple pictures of the highest? So anyway, you guys, Joan tells Zane, come on out of the corner. I can see you. But we already know Zane was in there to bring Lacey food to help her get her strength. So when it's time for them to leave, they will, she'll have enough strength to be able to move around. So anyway, Joan lets her know, look, we're if you're with us, you're with us, and we're gonna make sure that you're good. But Zane cannot come back in here. It's gonna cause a problem. So she forces Zane to leave out of there, and this time, you guys, she makes sure that Zane takes that freaking plate of food with her, as well as that cup, and tells her to throw it away when we get outside. So then we see the two of them talking outside, and she lets her know and she's talking in front of the kitchen area. So she's telling her, look, you can't go in there. We're going to make sure that Lacey is okay, but you can't keep going in there. You're going to get caught. It's going to cause a problem. So then Elder Mother Marvel walks out, and she sees Zane and lets her know, look, you need to go to the kitchen and cook the food. So Joan lets her know, okay, she's leaving. I just had her on a mission. I had her to take something to Daikon. So then Joan, who Elder Mother Marva is comfortable with, Elder Mother Marva lost a couple of her friends. So she has to kind of talk to someone, and Joan happens to be that person. So she tells Joan that the highest sent, because of course Joan asked her, well, Elder Mother is quite quiet around here. Where are the children? And so she tells her the highest sent them out on the bus with the other Elder Mothers. So Joan is like, oh really? She's like, why would he do that? But Elder Mother is not revealing that information. She says she don't know anyway. He just told us to send them out, so we sent them out. So then, and they don't know where the children are. So this is going to create a problem when Joan has to report this information back to River as well as Ruth. But y'all, then we see Lewis, y'all. Lewis been getting it in with Miss Goody Two-Shoe Bridget. This is the same Bridget that called herself bucking up on Elder Mother Ruth. And now she is in that little shed, the tool shed of all places, getting it in with Lewis. And listen, Ruth walks in and she catches them and lets them know, listen, if you don't tell me where those children are and where they have gone, I'm reporting you to the highest, and to you, George, or to you, Lewis, if you don't tell me, then I'm reporting you to Daikon, and I'm going to let him know that you tried to flirt with me, because Lewis had the audacity to tell Ruth that he has seen her go to Daikon's trailer or go see him in the middle of the night. So he thought he had one up on Ruth, but Ruth let him know, look, I'm going right now to let the highest know that you and old girl were in here banging it out. And Lewis does not look good at the face right now. He's looking sick, and he has her makeup on his face, but he is looking sick. Will Ruth actually go and tell on him? Then he also tries to bargain with her and tells her about the plan about them taking the money, y'all. Boy, Ruth is definitely not going to allow someone else to interfere with the money. And also he lied and told her that there was about $300,000 in there, when in actuality, we know that there's over $1 million. So he's again trying to short Ruth, and she knows what's going on when it comes to the money. So then we see Elder Mother Marva has made her little disgusting self into the trailer, the medical trailer where Lacey is. She brings her a plate, tells her that yes, the men are still going to come in here and feed you. And Ruth is like, but elder mother, I have bullet shots and bullet holes and wonderful stitch butts. And he's like, oh, don't worry, they're not going to even see your face. So in other words, y'all, they going to probably hit it from the back. Oh my God, poor Lacey. I know my boy VKJTV is not happy about this information, but Elder Mother Marva didn't really care. She was like, oh yeah, they're going to come in here and get it, and you're going to have to accept it. You should just take these pills. These are candy. This is happy pills. You won't feel a thing. You won't have to be worried about a thing. Listen, Lacey is about to go through some stuff. I suggest she pop one or two of those pills. I'm not advocating pushing drugs, but she might want to pop one or two of those pills. And of course, Elder Mother Marva brings in her plate of food with probably got some more special spices on it, you guys. And she lets her know the men are coming, so you might as well get ready. So then we see at the sheriff's department. Of course, Conley is still nowhere to be found. But these two, y'all, can you say lovers and friends? Oh my God, and co-workers. We found out that Cal and Desiree have a relationship, and he says that he's in love and that, he is horny and that he wants to get it in. But she's like, listen, just know I've arranged it for us to share rooms. Now, I don't know if either of these two are actually married, but they plan on kicking it a little bit later on. But before they can get back to their hotel, we see that the other agent walks up and he has a file in his hand. This one is a file with some useful information. In that file, we see that it is our boy Aaron. His cell phone, it pinged off of a tower, and now his family is looking for him. Mind you, you guys, Senator Pullins is his father. His dad is a senator. So the family is actually looking for him, and they are going. Desiree and Cal said, bump that. The senator basically has spoken, and we are headed to the Rockatushi compound, y'all. And that was the end of the episode. Will we see them make it to the Rockatushi compound? This episode was crazy. I'm not going to rate it. I love the episode. I'm just a ruthless addict. It is what it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you're new to my channel, finding me for the very first time, please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. And I also want to make sure you guys check out our latest live. We had a surprise guest. It was the Ruthless Roundtable. We had a surprise guest for you all. I hope you guys enjoyed, okay? All right, y'all, that's about it. Thank you all so much for tapping in, and you already know, stay ruthless.